Guys, I'm Jason. This is Mary.
Hey.
We're the Wayward Saga, and we're back in Scotland, Isle of Skye, and we're about to tell you another crazy story about how our adventure unfolded and how we arrived at the beautiful Flotagary Hotel. So, let's check it out. All right, so basically we started out in Fairford, and I had been shopping my resume around for a couple of weeks looking for a decent job. Wasn't really getting any luck. Things were getting a little desperate. And finally, out of the blue, we got a response back from a hotel in Isle of Skye, which, as you know, is where we had just come from. And it sounded great. The job offer is really good. And we basically just decided to go. And once again, we packed our stuff in just a day, got everything ready. And in the morning, a friend of ours drove us from Fairford, where we had been living in the Cotswolds, to Cheltenham. And in Cheltenham, we had this pretty hilarious little adventure trying to find our bus stop. We were taking Megabus, which is a really well-known bus in the region. And for those of you who don't know, it's really affordable. It was something like £80 to get all the way from southern England all the way up to Glasgow. And basically, in Cheltenham, we found our bus stop after a little bit of an adventure and took the bus up to Birmingham, where we had a bit of a layover, which was nice. I had once lived in Birmingham, so it was cool to be back in that city. And then from Birmingham, we took another bus all the way up to Manchester. And then in Manchester, we took another bus all the way to Glasgow. And it was good, but it was exhausting, you guys. Honestly, for those of you who don't do a lot of bus travel, it's long, it's hot, it's cramped. I'm way too big to be sitting in some of those seats. And it was just tiring, but it was fine, and it was cheap, and that was the point. So we got up to Glasgow after, I think, about a 12-hour drive, and immediately went to our hotel, took a shower, went out, had some food, met up with a friend, and then really called it early for that night. And then in the morning, we jumped on another bus, another Megabus, all the way up to Inverness, which is the gateway to the Highlands. And we didn't spend any time in Inverness at all. It's for us, it's just kind of a waylay point. I'd imagine there's a lot of really cool things to do there, but we still haven't found it yet. From Inverness, we took a train, which I prefer taking over buses just because they're a little bit more comfortable. You can stretch out a bit, you can take walks up and down the aisles. And the views seem to be better too. And so we took the train from Inverness to the Isle of Skye, which is the gateway to the Isle of Skye. then from Isle of Skye, we didn't spend any time there at all. As soon as we got off the train, we ran into a taxi driver that we had known from a previous experience here, Alan. Alan's Taxis, Isle of Skye. Check him out. Great guy. And we took the very long taxi ride from Isle of Skye all the way up to just south of Uig, near the Kerrang Trail, where currently I'm working at the Flodagary Hotel, which is a really, really fascinating place. We have a little bit of footage here. The house itself was once Flora MacDonald. She lived here for about 20 years, raised some of her kids. And for those of you who don't know who Flora MacDonald is, she's a really significant figure in Scottish history. There was something called the Jacobite Rebellion in 1745, where essentially Scottish Highlanders and rebels fought against the English army, led by Bonnie Prince Charlie. And it was a big deal, a revolution of sorts that failed, unfortunately. After the Battle of Culloden, Bonnie Prince Charlie was whisked away up to the Isle of Skye, and Flora MacDonald, I think, hid him somewhere or dressed him as a woman. I actually don't know the details of that part of the story, but it's a really interesting tale. And from here, he was able to escape and head to France or America or somewhere. And that's where we're living. So we're living in this really beautiful, historic old hotel. I'm working like a madman, saving up some cash and just trying to prepare ourselves for the next destination, which should be in a few months. Or who knows, really. Yeah, you know, as you guys know, our lives are super volatile. We could be anywhere. But for now, we're here. And it's really pretty. It's a really beautiful, sort of lonely little spot that's just full of mystery and ancient history and all kinds of adventures. So we'll hopefully have some footage of the Kerrang soon and of the ferry port at Uig. And it'll be great. We're really excited to be back on Scotland. It's one of our favorite places in the UK. We were sad to have left it earlier before, but it's really funny how fate, you know, deals its cards, because we're back again just a few weeks after we'd left, not knowing if we'd ever return. And so that's a really good feeling. That's this week's videos. We've had a great time filming it. It was an exhausting journey up north, but we've arrived. Hopefully we'll be in Scotland for at least a couple of months, and we'll take you on some more adventures. We're in a sort of a remote area, so the videos may slow down a little bit, but not too much. Should have it out once a week or once every week and a half. But yeah, we're here and we're back in our favorite place in the UK, Scotland, and hopefully there'll be some really awesome stuff to show you in the future. So we'll see you soon. Bye.